Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. The presidency woke up to a very strong allegation leveled against it by the former secretary to the government of the Federation, Babachi Lawal. One of it was the fact that Peter Obi actually won the election. And this is one of the things that Tinubu's government do not want to hear. Also, he talked about the high-handedness of the presidency, the fact that if it was part of his administration by now, he would have been taken out, made some very strong allegations about who Bola Ahmed Tinubu is and all of that. The presidency could not hold back. They had to react to it, and you get to hear exactly the position of the presidency in respect to it. First of all, let's start up with what one of the media aides to the president have to say about Babachi's position as it has to do with the victory of Peter Obi during the 2023 election. Now, according to the news, the presidency has slammed former secretary to the government of the Federation, Babachi Lawal, over the remarks so-called president to President Bola Tinubu, describing it as not only uncouth, but a disgraceful denigration of the office he once served. It reported that Babachi, during an interview, claimed that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, won the 2023 presidential election. Lawal stated that the fact available to him indicated that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not win the election that brought him into office. In response, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Public Communications, Sunday Dare, in a statement, described Babachi's claim as not only shocking, but a bare-faced lie. Dare stated that Tinubu won the 2023 election fair and square and remained Nigeria's duly elected president until 2026. In his word, Sunday Dare stated, Babachi Lawal, our latest political content creator, political society, is gasping for political oxygen. In that desperate stage, everything and everyone is fair game. He has granted several provocative and unwarranted interviews in the past, but none matches the incoherence and desperation he displayed in channel television appearance on Monday. That outing revealed a deeply troubled soul, slowly unraveling, even if widely swinging in all directions, wearing ideological inconsistencies like a badge of honor. It was obvious that the entire performance on channel yesterday was nothing more than a poorly scripted attempt to bat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is the same man, Babachi, who once said that the wrath of God should fall upon anyone who stood in Tinubu's way to the presidency. Today, he casually flings insults at that very man, calling him names, disrespecting his office, and making derogatory references. That says everything about Babachi's character and upbringing: a fair-weather friend, an opportunist, cloud chaser, and a clear-footed political crusader. Babachi Lawal, please look in the mirror. Your account of events wobbles and is not the only one. Those who watch it closely are only tolerating your flight of fancy for now. This indulgence will not last forever. Throw your tantrums if you must, but know when to stop short of denigrating the office and person of the president. Your claim that Peter Obi won the 2023 election is not only egregious but a barefaced lie. The people have spoken. The law has sanctioned it. The court have ruled. On that matter, let all else remain silent. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu won the 2023 counts fair and square and remain Nigerian duly elected president until 2027. For now, face forward. These televised outbursts do not end your credibility. They drain it. You are operating at a deficit in conduct and public perception, and every rant pushes you deeper. Now to your bizarre psychoanalysis that the problem with Bola Ahmed Tinubu is that he thinks I offended him. He's full of himself because he thinks he's the so-called president. Wake up, smell the coffee. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is Nigeria's indisputable elected president. And in what way exactly did President Tinubu offend you? Because you wanted to be vice president and President Tinubu went for a better, more qualified and more refined candidate. Importantly, if putting Nigeria's economy back on track is an offense in your book, then yes, that's the other possible way Tinubu could have offended you. Your choice of what? So-called president is not only unquoted but a disgraceful denigration of the very office you once served as secretary to the government of the Federation. Have you forgotten the dignity that comes with that office? Your descent into playing ethnic politics exposes your narrow-mindedness and the threat your likes can pose to national unity. You also declare you would have been sacked in a Tinubu administration. Instructively, you were sacked, but under President Buhari's government, not Tinubu, you claim you would have resigned if you were part of this administration. The truth, whether under Tinubu, Buhari, or even your prefect Peter Obi, who still pages on the wings of mere desperation and is it aspiration, your overinflated sense of self-importance would have led to the same outcome, a quick exit. Your arrogance is not new. Was it not you in 2017 who, on hearing of your sack as Secretary of the Government of this Federation, scoffed, "Who is the presidency?" as though the presidency were a one-man office and no one could remove you without your own permission? Such hubris then, such hubris now. Babachi Lawal, these televised monologue do not make you relevant. They merely remind Nigerians why you are no longer in office and fast sinking into political and community oblivion. It is not too late to retrace your step. That was the position of the presidency in respect to the outburst that came from Babachi Lawal. And I must say that Lawal, during that interview, took our time to explain a lot of things which I knew very well wouldn't go well with the presidency. One of such things that he talked about was the fact that Peter Obi actually won the election. And though there are no documents to prove that, but interestingly, this is coming from two persons, two persons. It started up, we heard that they said El Rufai said though there was no provable evidence to that. And before we knew, other persons also came up on the same position. Amechi came up, told Nigerians that it was actually Peter Obi that won in Rivers State, though he didn't generalize. So it was Peter Obi that won in Rivers State. We saw that President Bola Tinubu won in Rivers State. We don't know what actually transpired, and I don't want to go into that because it's in the past. All what I feel Nigerians should do now to prevent such occurrence is for us to equip ourselves and make sure that there is adequate electoral reforms on ground to make sure that we don't wake up to seeing results that people we didn't vote for being put into office. So much to say right now, but I think that the most interesting part of this whole thing is that Bola Tinubu is building some kind of terrible relationship, or let me say his relationship with the Northerners is a kind of distorted, and I don't know why. Because one thing that is very common with politicians is the fact that when I no more in the office, you see that they rant often. You understand? But however, let's wait to see what will happen in future. We've seen a lot of people talking. Let's be hopeful that the obedience will be strategic this time around, not to allow such to happen again. Let's meet in our commission and talk more.